The stars were cold and distant as the human expedition ship Odyssey drifted through the void. Inside, the crew of 25 prepared for a mission that few humans would ever dare. Landing on Krevath 9, a planet classified as a Class 15 Deathworld. According to the Galactic Federation's records, Krevath 9 was a world of unimaginable danger. Its skies roared with storms, its forests teemed with predators, and its terrain could tear apart any unprepared visitor in moments. Humanity had been sent there for one reason: to see if life, in any form, could survive on this planet, and if humans could somehow make it habitable. Captain Marcus Velt paced the observation deck, his boots echoing on the metal floor. His eyes traced the swirling storms visible on the ship's monitors. "Remember, people," he said, his voice calm but firm. "This isn't a vacation. Krevath 9 will try to kill us. It doesn't care about our politics, our laws, or our hopes. Survive. Observe. Report." Dr. Elena Carr, the xenobiologist, adjusted her datapad nervously. She had spent her life studying alien worlds, but nothing in her experience could have prepared her for Krevath 9. "Captain," she said softly, "I know it's dangerous, but something about this planet doesn't feel purely hostile. There's an intelligence here. I can feel it." The captain raised an eyebrow. "Intelligence? It's a planet, Doctor. Unless you mean deadly cunning." Elena didn't reply. She stared at the swirling violet clouds of Krevath 9 below, sensing something beyond sight. It was faint, like a whisper in the mind. But it stirred something within her, a feeling of invitation amid danger. When the landing bay doors opened, the crew suited up in reinforced exo-armor. The suit sensors warned of acidic rainfall, extreme winds, and seismic instability. Outside, Krevath 9's landscape spread like a nightmare. Jagged mountains pierced the purple clouds, rivers of molten rock glimmered in the light of the distant sun, and the forests shimmered with strange, metallic foliage that seemed to move even without wind. Lieutenant Kiera Shaw, the mission scout, scanned the surroundings. "All sensors are reading extreme hazard levels," she reported. "But something's off. The large predators that usually roam these forests aren't moving. They're watching, or waiting." The humans stepped cautiously onto the planet's surface. The ground was uneven, covered in thorn-like crystalline growths. Each step triggered tiny quakes that vibrated through the crew's boots. Despite the danger, no creature attacked. Elena noticed that some of the plants seemed to bend away from them, almost as if giving them space. "Look at this," she whispered. She bent down and touched a small cluster of glowing moss. It pulsed softly under her fingertips. "It's like the planet knows we're here, like it's communicating." The military faction of the team frowned. Sergeant Rowan Krall muttered, "Planets don't talk. They kill. That's what Deathworlds do." But that night, as the humans set up a fortified camp, Krevath 9's unusual behavior continued. Violent storms that had been predicted by orbital satellites calmed around their camp. The wind that had shredded sensors before now swirled gently, almost like it had found a safe corridor. In the distance, a massive predator, a creature taller than any human, paused at the edge of the forest and then retreated without attack. Around the campfire, the humans whispered among themselves. Captain Velt broke the silence. "Either this planet is trying to kill us in some very strange way, or it's something else. Keep your eyes open. Keep your weapons ready. And Dr. Carr, keep your mind open too." Elena couldn't sleep. She wandered from the camp, drawn to a faint glow in the distance. There, in a valley that should have been impossible to reach through the jagged terrain, she saw thousands of bioluminescent plants forming a path. The path pulsed gently, almost like it was breathing. She reached out, and for a moment, she felt a warm, soothing presence, as if the planet itself were trying to tell her something. She returned to camp, her face pale but excited. "Captain," she said, "the planet, it's not trying to kill us. It's guiding us. It wants us to follow it." The soldiers laughed nervously. "You've been in cryosleep too long, Doctor," Sergeant Krall said. But even he couldn't shake the feeling that something strange was happening. The air smelled different, less toxic than before. The night sky shimmered, and distant storms seemed to hold their breath. The next morning, the humans followed the glowing moss into the valley. Every step they took, the planet seemed to adjust. Large, thorned plants bent to form safe paths. Rivers of molten rock shifted slightly to create crossings. Even the predators that had watched them the day before avoided them, circling at a respectful distance. It was clear. Kryvath 9 was alive and aware. Elena led the team to the valley's center, where the moss grew denser. At its heart, a massive crystalline formation rose from the ground like a tower. Its surface shimmered with shifting colors, reflecting the humans' faces in strange, fragmented ways. As she approached it, a pulse of energy ran through her body. Images flashed in her mind. A world fighting to survive. Storms raging for millennia. Predators and prey dancing in a delicate balance. And then, a plea. The planet wanted help. It wanted the humans to understand it, to protect it from threats beyond its control. Captain Velt looked around, tension etched in his face. If what Dr. Carr says is true, this is bigger than anything we've ever encountered. But, he added, we still don't know if it's a trap. Keep your sensors up. Stay alert. And trust nothing except each other. For hours, they studied the crystalline formation, trying to understand its properties. Lieutenant Shaw noted that it emitted low-frequency vibrations, almost like the planet's heartbeat. Dr. Carr realized these pulses might be a form of communication, an invitation to interact, rather than a warning to stay away. The humans set up camp near the crystal. That night, the planet did something extraordinary. The sky shimmered with auroras. Predators remained far from their perimeter, and the air felt breathable without masks. Every member of the team experienced a strange calm, a sense of being watched. Not threatened, Elena sat by the crystal, recording her observations. The planet, she murmured. It's asking us to help it. It knows we are capable of thinking, planning, and acting in ways no other species can. It's pleading with us to survive together. Captain Velt approached quietly. You may be right, Doctor. If this planet really is sentient, we need to treat it like one. Not as a death world to be conquered, but as a life form to be respected. That's a new kind of mission. As the humans slept, the planet shifted slightly, as if responding to their presence. The glowing moss spread further into the valley, forming new paths. Predators moved in a silent, protective pattern, and deep within the crystal heart, a pulse echoed, resonating with the humans' own hearts. It was the beginning of something new, a partnership, a test, and a challenge. Humans, sent to die on a Class 15 death world, had discovered that the planet itself wanted them alive. For the first time in their lives, they felt that danger and opportunity could coexist, and that Kryvath 9, the planet that was supposed to kill them, might instead become the greatest ally humanity had ever known. The morning light on Kryvath 9 was unlike anything the humans had seen before. The sky shimmered with hues of violet and green, clouds rolling in slow, deliberate patterns, as if the planet itself breathed. Captain Marcus Velt stood at the edge of the valley, watching the glowing moss snake across the ground like a living river. It pulsed softly, a rhythm that seemed to echo his own heartbeat. Dr. Elena Carr approached, carrying a portable scanner. Captain, she said, her voice tinged with awe. The planet isn't just alive, it's aware of us. And I think it wants something from us. Or maybe with us. Velt nodded but remained cautious. We still don't know why it's helping us. One wrong move and this planet could turn against us in seconds. Keep your eyes open, everyone. Lieutenant Kiera Shaw adjusted her scanner and scanned the surrounding forest. The sensors picked up movement, but nothing overtly hostile. Large creatures stalked in the distance, their massive shapes barely visible among the metallic foliage. However, instead of charging, they stayed at the edges of the sensor's range, circling cautiously. It's almost as if they're hurting us, Kiera said, her voice uncertain. The team moved deeper into the valley, following the glowing moss. Every step felt deliberate, as though the planet guided them along safe paths. Thorned plants bent aside, rivers shifted slightly to reveal shallow crossings, and jagged rocks rearranged themselves in ways that prevented accidental injury. Even the wind seemed protective, sweeping away dangerous debris from their path. Elena felt a strange calm as she walked. It was not fear, but anticipation, a connection to something greater. The planet wasn't simply alive. It was intelligent, and for some reason, it had chosen humans to interact with it. After several hours of cautious trekking, they reached a large clearing. At its center was a crystalline formation, taller than any human, and radiating a soft, internal light. Its surface rippled like liquid glass, reflecting the valley in fragmented patterns. The air hummed faintly, vibrating with low-frequency energy that resonated through the humans' suits. Dr. Carr stepped closer. She could feel the pulse, the heartbeat of the planet, and for a moment, the world seemed to speak directly to her mind. Images flashed: storms, predators, forests, rivers, and survival. And beneath it all was a clear message: help me. Protect me. Understand me. Captain, she whispered, turning to Velt. This planet, it's asking for our help. It wants us to work with it, not against it. Velt frowned. Or it's luring us into a trap. We have to be careful. Don't forget, Krivath 9 is still a Deathworld. One mistake and it could kill us all. Before they could continue, a low rumble shook the valley. The team tensed as massive forms emerged from the forest edge. These creatures were enormous, with armored exoskeletons and glowing eyes that reflected the valley's light. Predators of this size could have ripped the humans apart easily, but instead, they paused. Watching, Elena noticed something incredible. The creatures were moving in patterns, almost like they were forming protective circles around the humans. It was as if the planet had instructed them, do no harm, guide them. The humans exchanged astonished looks. Sergeant Rowan Krall muttered, I don't know whether to shoot them or bow. Captain Velt shook his head. Stay calm, observe first. As they watched, the creatures began herding them toward the crystal formation. No aggression, only careful guidance. The humans realized that the planet wasn't merely passive, it was actively protecting them, showing them where to go and which paths were safe. For the next few days, the team explored the valley. They discovered strange energy patterns in the soil and rock, subtle signs that Krivath 9 could manipulate its environment. Rivers of molten rock shifted, forests reformed, and even small storms seemed to avoid areas where the humans walked. During one exploration, Dr. Carr discovered a hidden cavern beneath the crystal formation. Its walls glowed with bioluminescent patterns, forming shapes that resembled maps of the planet itself. As she traced her fingers along the walls, she experienced visions. The history of Krivath, 9 millions of years of storms, predators, and survival, all leading to a fragile balance. It's remarkable, she said, turning to Velt. This planet has survived countless disasters. It has developed intelligence to maintain balance, and it knows we can help it preserve that balance. Velt rubbed his chin. If that's true, we're not just visitors, we're partners. But convincing the others, especially the military team, will be difficult. The humans' first real test came unexpectedly. A massive seismic event shook the valley, triggering landslides and dislodging massive boulders. Without warning, a pack of predators approached, drawn by the disturbance. The humans scrambled for cover, weapons at the ready. Then something incredible happened. The predators stopped just short of attack. The moss along the ground glowed intensely, forming a barrier of light. The boulders shifted subtly, creating safe passages for the humans. The planet itself intervened, controlling the environment to protect them. Elena felt a surge of emotion. It's helping us. It's literally bending the world to keep us safe. Captain Velt nodded, impressed despite himself. We need to learn from this. The planet is teaching us, and if we fail to understand, we could destroy the chance we've been given. Over the next several weeks, the humans began to adapt. They learned to read the planet's signals. The glowing moss indicated safe paths. The movement of predators revealed danger zones, and subtle vibrations in the earth communicated urgency or caution. Each day, they grew more attuned to Krivath 9's intelligence. Elena worked tirelessly, studying the crystal formation. She discovered that its internal pulses could be interpreted as basic communication. By mimicking the rhythms with a handheld device, she could send back simple signals, and the planet responded. It was the first contact of its kind. Humans communicating directly with a sentient ecosystem. Meanwhile, the soldiers remained cautious. Sergeant Kral still warned of possible traps, but even he could not deny the protective patterns they experienced. "I don't like it," he said one night. "But it's clear. Something here doesn't want to kill us." "That's new for a Deathworld." Captain Velt gathered the team. "We've learned something incredible. Krivath 9 isn't trying to destroy us. It's teaching us, guiding us, maybe even trusting us. Our mission has changed. We're not just here to survive. We're here to understand and protect this world." That night, as the humans rested near the crystal formation, a new pulse of energy radiated through the valley. The air shimmered, and distant storms paused. Elena sat quietly, sensing a message that was clearer than ever. Together, we can survive. Together, we can thrive. The humans realized that Krivath 9 was not only alive, it was alive in a way humans had never encountered before. It had memories, patterns, intelligence, and a desire to preserve itself. And it had chosen them not as food, not as pawns, but as allies. But Krivath 9's trust came with responsibility. The humans were far from home, facing threats they had never imagined. There were still predators, extreme weather, and unseen dangers lurking in the alien forests. Every decision they made could mean survival or death, not just for themselves, but for the planet that had begun to entrust its future to them. Captain Velt looked at the horizon, where the sun glinted off crystalline towers in the distance. "This planet wants us alive," he said quietly, "and I don't intend to let it down. But we need to be ready. Something tells me our greatest challenge is still ahead." Elena smiled faintly. "And I think we're ready to face it." For the first time, humans felt not fear, but purpose. They were no longer strangers on a Deathworld. They were students, allies, and guardians. Krivath 9, the planet that had been predicted to kill them, had chosen them to survive, and perhaps to thrive alongside it. The stars above were bright and distant. But for the first time, the humans of Krivath 9 felt like they were exactly where they were meant to be. The days on Krivath 9 had grown longer, filled with discoveries, small victories, and an ever-deepening connection to the planet. Humans had adapted, learning to read the signs of the glowing moss, the subtle shifts of the terrain, and the protective patterns of the predators. They had come to understand that Krivath 9 was not just alive, it was aware, intelligent, and capable of influencing every part of its ecosystem. Yet, the sense of security they had begun to feel was fragile. Captain Marcus Velt paced the observation platform near the crystalline formation, staring at the horizon. "I've been monitoring space traffic," he said grimly. "There's a fleet of alien mining ships heading toward Krivath 9. They have no idea what this planet is capable of, and they won't care." Dr. Elena Carr felt a chill run down her spine. If they reach the planet without understanding it, it could be catastrophic. Krivath 9 may protect itself, but their weapons could destroy critical areas, and the planet could be injured. Or worse, turn against anyone in the wrong place at the wrong time. Lieutenant Kiara Shaw tightened her grip on her scanner. "How many ships?" "8, Velt replied. "Heavy armed escorts. They want the rare crystals in the valley near the central formation." The humans had never faced an external threat on this scale. Krivath 9 had guided and protected them from the dangers within. But now the danger came from outside forces, forces the planet could not fully control without their help. The responsibility was heavy, but the crew knew what they had to do. Over the next several hours, The humans worked tirelessly to prepare. Soldiers reinforced the perimeter using portable shields and automated turrets. Scientists created diversion devices using the planet's energy pulses, designed to manipulate the predators and the environment to confuse the invaders. Even Captain Velt found himself coordinating the planet's natural defenses with human strategy, a combination no alien force had ever encountered. When the alien fleet entered orbit, the humans watched through the observation scanners. The ships were enormous, sleek, and armed with devastating weapons. Their intent was clear: mine the crystals at any cost. But they had not counted on humans working in perfect synergy with a sentient Deathworld. Elena stood near the crystal formation, holding a device she had modified to resonate with the planet's pulses. She placed her hand on the crystalline surface and sent a sequence of signals into the planet's network. Almost immediately, the valley responded. Trees shifted subtly to block access routes. Rivers changed their flow, creating natural barriers. Predators moved into strategic positions, not to attack, but to herd the aliens toward traps and away from fragile areas. Kiera monitored the alien ships. "They're approaching the first landing zone," she reported. "Weapons are charging. They don't know what's waiting for them." Velt nodded. "Then let's make sure they learn quickly." The first drop ships entered the atmosphere, descending toward the valley. The humans had positioned themselves in hidden alcoves and natural trenches. Armed with energy rifles and portable pulse grenades, the planet itself seemed to anticipate every move. The glowing moss shifted to mark safe zones, the ground trembled to create obstacles, and rocks moved subtly to block paths. When the aliens touched down, the predators moved. They were enormous, armored creatures with glowing eyes, and they appeared out of nowhere, herding the alien troops into narrow corridors. The humans attacked with precision, taking advantage of the natural traps and terrain. The alien forces were strong and well-trained, but they were unprepared for a living, intelligent battlefield. Elena directed the planet's responses from the crystalline network. "Push them into the canyon," she shouted. Rocks to the left, predators to the right. The alien troops found themselves surrounded on all sides. Thorned vines shifted, blocking escape routes. Rivers of molten rock appeared to separate their units. Predators moved with uncanny coordination, cutting off advance and retreat. Humans fired selectively, disabling key equipment while avoiding unnecessary destruction. The aliens had underestimated the combination of human ingenuity and the planet's intelligence, and now they were trapped. Hours passed. The aliens tried to regroup, launching heavy weapon fire at the humans' positions, but each attack was countered by the planet itself. Ground tremors absorbed impacts. Forests shifted to create barriers, and the predators redirected attackers into areas where humans could neutralize them efficiently. Captain Velt looked at the scanners and smiled grimly. "They're learning the hard way that Krivath 9 isn't just rocks and storms. It's alive, and we are part of it." Elena sent another pulse into the crystal formation. This time, the planet responded in a way she had never felt before. The air vibrated with energy, and every predator in the valley moved as if one mind controlled them. The alien troops panicked, realizing that their weapons were useless against an environment that itself was a living defense system. By nightfall, the last alien ship had been disabled. The surviving troops retreated, leaving the humans and Krivath 9 victorious. The valley was damaged, but the planet had already begun healing itself. The glowing moss spread, filling cracks and stabilizing unstable terrain. Predators returned to their patrols, now in a calm, organized pattern. The humans gathered near the central crystal, exhausted but triumphant. Captain Velt placed a hand on the smooth surface. "We did it," he said quietly. "We didn't just survive. We protected this world." Dr. Carr smiled, tears in her eyes. "And Krivath 9 trusted us to do it. It let us be part of its survival strategy. That is extraordinary." Lieutenant Kiera Shaw nodded. "We've proven that humans aren't just survivors. We can work with forces far greater than ourselves and make a difference." Sergeant Krull finally allowed himself a grin. "I've spent my life fighting enemies, I could see. Today, we fought one I could barely understand and won. That's something I'll never forget. For the next several weeks, the humans worked alongside the planet to restore the valley. Rivers were redirected, damaged forests healed, and unstable ground stabilized. The aliens who remained were removed, and a protective perimeter was established to prevent future incursions. Every action reinforced the bond between humans and Criveth 9, a partnership based on trust, intelligence, and cooperation. Dr. Carr continued her research on the crystalline network. She discovered that the pulses could encode complex messages, potentially allowing humans to communicate more fully with the planet. Each day brought new understanding. The planet had history, memories, and priorities. It was not a tool or a resource, it was a living, thinking entity. The HFY moment for the humans came when the planet itself seemed to acknowledge their efforts. The crystalline towers in the valley glowed brighter than ever before. The moss pulsed in synchronized rhythm with their hearts, and predators gathered nearby, not as a threat, but in silent acknowledgement. Criveth 9 had chosen humans as its allies, and they had proven worthy. Captain Velt addressed the team one final time. We were sent here to survive a death world. We were expected to fail. But we didn't just survive, we learned, adapted, and became part of something greater. This is what it means to be human. Courage, intelligence, and ingenuity, these are our greatest weapons. Elena looked at the glowing valley, her heart full. And now we have a friend. A planet that trusts us. And a chance to protect a life unlike anything else in the universe. Kiera smiled, scanning the horizon. I never thought I'd see a death world smile at us, but today it did. The stars shone bright above Criveth 9, and the humans knew their place in the universe had changed forever. They were no longer strangers in a hostile world. They were guardians, partners, and allies. The planet that had been predicted to kill them had become a testament to human adaptability, courage, and ingenuity. And as the sun set, casting golden light across the valley, the humans stood together, ready for whatever the future held. For the first time, Criveth 9 was safe, and humanity had earned a place among the stars in ways no one could have imagined. The death world had become a new home. And the humans, once sent to die, had turned destiny into triumph.